So we've got all the stuff together finally to use this cheap eBay welder I've purchased. At least it would have been a year ago. Somewhere between $200 and $300 from memory. So it's a TIG welder. I've had to get a gas bottle, a regulator, the tungsten that actually goes inside your welder. I've had to grind it to an angle. So you have to grind your tungsten to a specific angle to do the welding. I didn't really do it to a specific angle, I just did it to like a random angle, and it does make a bit of a difference. But anyway, so we've also got the filler rod. Mild steel filler rod, and the tungsten is also 1.6 mil thick, as well as the filler rod. I have a collet for the torch, the welding torch, to put a 2 mil one in, but I'm not going to really use that at the moment because I'm only welding thin metal, like, so you do a bit bigger, thicker for like more metal, like when you know, you get me. So anyway, this is the actual welder itself. The Giantz brand TIG 220C inverter and that. Yeah. So funny enough, how long it took me to set all the stuff up and get it, buy the gas bottle and stuff. Now if I bought the same welder for the same price, it actually has a whole nother setting and works as a plasma cutter as well, ironically. So like, funny, could have a plasma cutter too, but you know, jump the gun. Alright, so I've cleaned up the garage. I've got it ready to, you know, try out the new welder. Guess what? The plug doesn't fit in the power point. Why is the bottom so big? Alright, well, I've marked out the size of a normal power point on it. I'm just going to grind it off. Make sure you wear eye protection, because you never know when a dog's going to get you. I'm going to draw the line on the other side so it's easier. Do you reckon this voids the warranty? I don't know, but it's fucking melting the plastic. Alright, so one of three things is about to happen. Either it's going to work, the power point's going to blow up, or this is not going to fit at all. So I reckon the first one is going to work. We'll see what happens. The metal got a little bit hot pretty quickly and burnt the plug, so that's why I was worried about it. It might blow up. I might turn on the power point for a bit of timber or something. That's it. That's it. We're officially in the power point. Well, we're off to a good start. On the back of the welder. There's a switch. It's fucking making sounds. So apparently that's the currents. Well, that's alright. I don't really know what I'm meant to do. Probably charts online that tell me the right currents. So you have to connect the hoses up, the torch up. I might need a seat because yeah. So I'm gonna have to turn the gas on and see if there's any leaks. Alright, so a little bit of information on these filler rods. So this exact same brand, Boss Weld. I viewed at Bunnings. I went in there and they had 20 sticks at 500 millimeters, which is half a meter, 50 centimeters. So 20 sticks at 50 centimeters, the exact same model, same stick for $18.88. And I thought, I was like, I swear that's pretty dear. So for $24, I've got a kilo of them at a meter, just from my local welding supply shop. And yeah, there's 60, like 4 or 5 sticks in here at a meter. So that's like 100 and fucking, that's like 130 or something, like close to 128 of the Bunnings ones for like an extra 20% of the price. You're getting an extra 600% of the product. So that's a little update. Don't buy TIG filler rod from Bunnings. The same goes with the tungsten. Same to tungsten. I went to Bunnings and they wanted $40 for a 10-pack of tungsten, and it was all different like widths of tungsten and like different types, one bit of each, which is like it's kind of handy in a way, but realistically it's not ideal for what you're trying to kind of do. Like, so instead of $40, and I would have got 1 or 2 bits of tungsten could have used, I paid $20 and I got 10 bits of the 1.6 just online, which people probably listening to that like that's heaps dear. So I'm sure it's probably even cheaper to get it from like that's where you can get tungsten in big rods and cut it to shape. But anyway, so we've got the milk crates cable tied together. Alright, we're gonna give it a bloody try, see what happens. So what I've done is I've just like run the welder through it, like no fill. I haven't added any filler rod. I've just like mucking around with it. Just like working out the settings. So the amps aren't very high. It's not really like penetrating properly. So I might turn the amps from like the 55, let's say like go like 80 something. That's a big increase in percentage wise, kinda. So I've got a little bit more gas well, I've just opened the bottle up a little bit more because it sounded like the gas was running out. I guess because it's a bit hotter, we'll put a little bit more liters per minute. So we're on about like, it says about 12 liters a minute on the regulator. We might try to add some filler rod. So just to note, I don't actually know how to weld that well. Like, I've done it before. The last time I TIG welded, I left it on a good note. Like, I was practicing, and then I was doing aluminium, and I did some real nice beads, like crazy ones, just like on a bit of flat metal. And then I was like, that's it, I'm stopping, like quit while on my head. Like, so that was like almost 2 years ago. Yeah, we'll try some filler rod and see what happens. So we've got the amps up now. See what happens. So that was not very good. The welder works pretty good, I reckon. I'm just not doing a good enough job. I'm not sure this welding mask is actually dimming. Alright, so I'll put the amps up a bit higher. Alright, I'm glad. Man, I'm glad I have this fish glove on, eh? It's really heating up. Alright guys, well, like, I'm not gonna say it's the best in the world, but for someone that's never really TIG welded before, this is just starting out. I'll show you my weld. So that's my weld. So that first one, we didn't even try a full rod. The second one, we're just looking for a setting. And then that's the first pretty much serious attempt. And that's what man, I'm not complaining about that, eh? That's pretty cool. So we'll try it again. Alright, so the overall review of this Giantz TIG welder seems to be quite good. It works, does the job. I'm no TIG welder. I'm no real expert, but it does what it's supposed to do. My only thing I criticise is the torch is strapped together with cable ties. So, I mean, that's a bit cheapo, a bit scum dog. Cable tie tools, like you're buying tools and they come constructed with cable ties, like this. Anyway, apart from that and the fact that the plug didn't fit in the power point, I'd say it's pretty good. Does the job. Alright, so a quick overview. The filler rod was $25. The welder itself was $220. The gas was $300, but $200 of that is a deposit, so it's refundable deposit. I can get the money back when I bring the gas bottle back. The tungsten was $20 and the hose was $15. So all up it's about $640 to TIG weld, and that's doing it the cheapest way, cheapest possible welder you can buy. Pretty much the cheapest gas bottle. I got the regulator, the cheapest, apart from you could have saved $30 on it, but gone full China. But is it really worth having to buy it twice? And yeah, the hose I went to the actual shop and got it cheap, and the filler rod I got cheap. So yeah, and tungsten online, it's the cheapest. Being able to do is about $650. You can start TIG welding.